A single sweep across the sky, and the hunt begins in an instant. The hawk does not display its power. It dominates through speed and cold precision. From above, every circling glide becomes a step that steadily closes the distance to its target. When the moment is right, neither prey nor competing predators can break away. So which hawk ultimately becomes nature's most formidable presence? Hawks are not just one species, but a refined group of birds of prey that rule the sky. They stand out with sharp vision, quick reflexes, and the ability to read movement on the ground. From North American grasslands to open woodlands, each species carries its own strategy. Some soar high to observe. Others rely on speed and precise diving angles, yet all help maintain the balance of nature. The goshawk, or northern forest hawk, is a quiet hunter of North America's woodlands. With a wingspan of nearly 4 feet, short yet broad wings, and a long, agile tail, it carries a biological design perfectly suited for rapid strikes within dense forests. The strength of the goshawk does not lie in open sky displays, but in its ability to close in silently. When it detects a squirrel moving along a tree trunk, it threads through narrow gaps between branches, changing direction repeatedly and shortening the distance within seconds. During pursuit, it can reach speeds of around 40 miles per hour, turning the forest into a maze where escape becomes increasingly difficult. Against agile prey such as hares, the goshawk relies on surprise. It may remain motionless beneath the canopy, observing with sharp vision, then descend the moment the target enters a favorable opening. Strong legs and firm talons allow it to hold prey nearly equal to its own body weight. Its diet is highly varied, ranging from squirrels and hares to the young of other bird species. When larger birds leave their nests to forage, it quietly moves in, taking advantage of brief moments of inattention deep within the forest. Without any need for display, the goshawk depends on speed, precision, and a gripping force estimated at around 400 pounds per square inch to secure smaller targets quickly. Each hunt not only provides valuable energy, but also reveals how a predator adapts to its environment. In the world of birds of prey, the goshawk stands as a symbol of persistence, precision, and formidable presence deep within the forest. Across harsh semi-desert regions from the southwestern United States to South America, an unusual exception exists in the world of birds of prey. The Harris's hawk is a bird that does not accept solitude. With a wingspan of about 4 feet and an average weight of only around 2 pounds, it does not rely on individual strength to dominate, but on a more refined weapon: teamwork. Its strategy is a symphony of coordination. When a 5-pound hare is detected hiding in cover, the Harris's hawk group begins to take position. One bird pressures the hare out of the brush. Above, others wait on the top of a 20-foot cactus, then take turns descending to disrupt the prey's rhythm. This is a relay-style pursuit strategy, turning a race of speed into a test of endurance, where the prey struggles to keep its advantage. The Harris's hawk mainly feeds on hares, ground squirrels, rodents, and reptiles. A dangerous encounter may unfold around a cactus thicket, where a rattlesnake slips through the rocks. Instead of rushing downward, it keeps its distance, watches every movement, and waits for a safe angle of approach. When the moment comes, the Harris's hawk turns the sheltering terrain itself into a hunting advantage. After the hunt, the group may take turns feeding and storing food in trees. Across the drylands, the Harris's hawk shows that survival requires not only strength, but also unity and coordination. The Ferruginous hawk is one of the largest hawks in North America, carrying the appearance of a small eagle across the open prairie. Weighing nearly 4 pounds, it appears across dry grasslands, deserts, and semi-desert regions of the West. Its strategy is a combination of patience and explosive power. The Ferruginous hawk often waits in ambush on rocky outcrops, and sometimes hunts directly from the ground, a rare behavior among hawks. When it spots prey such as a hare or ground squirrel leaving cover, the rhythm rises slightly. Its wings spread wide, its body drops lower, and its flight path follows the terrain to close the distance. The survival journey of the Ferruginous hawk is proof of remarkable adaptation to harsh conditions. Across the wind and sun of the prairie, each hunt is not only a way to sustain life, but also a powerful tribute to the dominance of this ground eagle. If the eagle is the king of the wide-open sky, then the red-tailed hawk is the tireless patrol of North America's open lands. It appears across deserts, grasslands, roadsides, farmlands, and open woodlands, where high perches become natural watchtowers. With a body weighing nearly 3 pounds, a brick-red tail, and a strong, raspy call, this bird is familiar but never easy to underestimate. From above, its sharp eyes scan low grass, brush, and narrow trails. When a squirrel busy searching for food steps into an open space, the rhythm of the hunt begins to rise. The red-tailed hawk drops from its perch, folds its wings, and dives along a controlled flight path. During the dive, it can reach around 120 miles per hour, causing the prey to lose its advantage within only a few wing beats. In the hunt, the advantage does not come from rushing, but from choosing the right moment. Many red-tailed hawk hunts begin from a high perch, where it watches the ground before taking action. A study in Arkansas recorded a hunting success rate of about 19% from perches, much higher than when hunting by soaring. But the red-tailed hawk is not only a hunter of open country. During the breeding season, it becomes a determined protector around the nest. When a great horned owl or larger birds enter the airspace near the nest, the red-tailed hawk may immediately give chase, apply pressure, and force the rival to keep its distance. The Cooper's hawk is an agile predator of open woodlands, parks, and suburban edges. With a wingspan of nearly 35 inches, it is not as massive as the Ferruginous hawk, but it is formidable through silence. The Cooper's hawk is an agile predator of open woodlands, parks, and suburban edges. With a wingspan of nearly 35 inches, it is not as massive as the Ferruginous hawk, but it is formidable through silence, quick reflexes, and the ability to change direction in tight spaces. Short, rounded wings and a long tail help it weave through branches like a gray arrow. The first encounter often begins around thick brush, where small birds feed in flocks. The Cooper's hawk does not rush blindly into the chaos. It cuts across the formation, disrupts the flock's rhythm, then chooses the exact moment when a slower individual loses direction. In another situation, this predator targets solitary pigeons, an important source of energy for survival. The chase begins with rising tension. The pigeon may think that a distance of a few feet is enough to stay safe, but the Cooper's hawk follows the edge of a wall, uses shadow as cover, and closes the gap within seconds. In the Cooper's hawk's diet, small and medium-sized birds remain the main source of energy, estimated at nearly 70%. Rodents play only a supporting role, often under 20%, but they help it adapt better to open woodlands and suburban areas. The zone-tailed hawk does not impress through size, but through camouflage strategy in the hot, dry sky. Across the canyons, slopes, and shrublands of southwestern North America, it appears like a dark shadow drifting slowly on rising warm air. Its low flight, slightly raised wings, and gentle side-to-side rocking make it easy to mistake for a turkey vulture, a species that prey often does not see as a direct threat. That very confusion creates the advantage. On the ground, lizards and small birds may lower their guard when a vulture-like shape passes overhead. But behind that slow appearance is a hunter reading every small movement of the terrain. When the moment comes, it does not change rhythm too early. The bird glides off to one side, drops lower with the landscape, then suddenly turns into a short, powerful dive. In that instant, camouflage becomes an advantage. Across the desert sky, the zone-tailed hawk is a master of deceptive movement and precise timing. In the wild, the lion stands as a powerful predator. But in nature, strength does not always guarantee success. With a single miscalculation, the prey can quickly slip beyond control. In life and death encounters, even a small mistake can lead to failure. So what causes the lion to sometimes pay the price in its own hunt? The giraffe is the tallest land animal on Earth, with an adult male standing about 18 feet tall. From that height, it can reach layers of foliage that many other animals cannot, while also watching movement across the savanna from far away. Even its legs measure around 6 feet in length, enough to turn its calm appearance into a remarkably effective defense system. For lions, a healthy adult giraffe is rarely an easy target. The opportunity usually appears only when a calf falls behind, drifts away from the group, or reveals an opening while moving. In fact, the success rate against a full-grown adult is only about 25%. But it can rise to nearly 45% when the target is an isolated calf. Once the pressure closes in, the pace of the encounter changes quickly. A giraffe can burst to about 35 miles per hour over short distances, then pivot with surprising speed to maintain space through precise defensive kicks. Most pursuits end in bitter failure. For lions, this is a lesson that forces the entire group to calculate every step of the approach with care. In nature, height is not only an advantage for visibility. For the giraffe, it is also a line of survival, where calm control and the right reaction at the right moment can force a predator to hesitate. Across the vast grasslands of Africa, the African buffalo never appears as a fragile presence. Weighing around 1,500 pounds and armed with curved horns like sharpened blades, it stands among the most formidable opponents lions encounter. In the world of hoofed animals, it represents a powerful balance of muscle strength and unyielding resilience. When survival is threatened, buffalo do not scatter in panic. They turn back and form a solid wall of horns. A forward charge, with an impact force estimated at around 3,000 pounds, can launch a predator several feet into the air, instantly turning the advantage into hesitation. What truly unsettles these so-called rulers of the savanna is the unbreakable bond of the herd. At the sound of a single distress call, the group responds at once, shifting the pressure back onto the hunters. Even confident lions are often forced to retreat to higher ground to avoid the intensity of a coordinated defense. Faced with the strength of unity, many hunts end without a clear outcome. In nature, advantage does not always belong to the attacker, but to those that stand together and hold their ground. Across the vast savanna, the African elephant stands out not only for its immense size, but also for its enduring memory and its ability to sense danger early. For this species, survival is not built on strength alone, but on the unity of the herd, where every warning signal can protect the young. An adult can weigh around 12,000 pounds and, over short distances, reach nearly 25 miles per hour. Its flexible trunk, long tusks, and massive body, like a living wall, make it one of the most formidable land animals. Yet African lions rarely choose a direct confrontation. They observe patiently, waiting for a moment when the defensive formation reveals a gap, especially when a mother and calf drift slightly away from the group. Hidden in low grass, the hunting group divides its approach, quietly closing the distance with careful coordination. But the advantage of surprise lasts only for a moment. When the mother detects unusual movement, the situation shifts immediately. She turns to shield her calf within, while pressing forward with powerful steps and forceful swings of her trunk, causing the hunters to hesitate. From a distance, deep, resonant calls spread quickly, drawing other adults together to close the protective circle. As the gap disappears, the lion's advance begins to lose rhythm. The mother and calf are soon covered and move away from danger. In the wild, elephants do not endure simply because of their size. They survive through memory, discipline, and a protective instinct shaped over generations. And at times, it is their unity that becomes the greatest strength of these giants. If lions command the grasslands with speed, power, and coordinated group strategy, the Nile crocodile rules murky waters through silence and ambush. An adult can exceed 16 feet in length, blending almost completely with the river's surface until the final moment. It is especially dangerous at the water's edge, where a single misstep in the mud or a brief lapse in awareness can shift the balance instantly. During a river crossing, a lioness leads her cub through what appears to be shallow, calm water. The surface remains nearly still, then suddenly breaks as a rapid approach rises from below. The mother turns back at once, moving forward with full protective instinct. But the cub's experience is not yet enough to respond in perfect timing within unfamiliar terrain. Even adult lions are never fully certain when hunting near the waterline. Soft mud slows their footing, reducing burst speed, while the crocodile needs only the right moment to launch an ambush, with a bite force estimated at around 3,700 pounds per square inch, enough to force any opponent to retreat quickly to land. At the boundary between water and earth, dominance can shift in an instant. This is not a question of which is stronger. It is a confrontation between two rulers of different worlds. When the environment changes, even the one in control may be forced to step back, simply for being in the wrong place. Along the sediment-rich rivers of Africa, the hippopotamus emerges as a massive body of muscle, with an individual weighing around 4,000 pounds. Its thick skin, wide-opening jaws, and tusks that can exceed 1 foot in length make every rise above the surface feel more like a clear warning than a display. For most of the day, this animal remains submerged in cool water or mud, nearly motionless within the quiet landscape. But that stillness never signals surrender. When 3 male lions move into the waters it controls, the boundary of survival is immediately tested. In an instant, the hippopotamus shifts from calm to forceful dominance, turning the shallow water into its own advantage. A single forward surge, driven by its full weight, is enough to push intruders back from the tightly held territory. Even during the dry season, when it must spend more time on land, that presence does not diminish. With a bite force of around 1,800 pounds per square inch, it reminds any rival that at the edge between water and land, power does not always belong to the hunter. The oryx is one of the most striking antelopes found in the semi-arid regions of Africa. Its muscular build and remarkable heat endurance allow it to travel many miles across sparse grasslands and thorny scrub. Most distinctive are its horns, reaching about 3 feet in length, straight and sharp like twin spears, always angled forward, turning distance into a key survival advantage. Far out in the dry grass, a few young lions step into a difficult test. They press low to the ground, using scattered brush to conceal their movement, quietly waiting for the right moment to close in. But the oryx detects the unusual presence early. It immediately lowers its center of gravity, turns to face the threat, and points its horns forward to maintain a safe distance. The encounter grows tense as 2 lions attempt to move in from behind, But the situation does not unfold as they expect. Each attempt to get closer is met with short, swift, and highly precise head thrusts. After only a few exchanges, their initial boldness begins to give way to caution. In the wild, not every animal that stands its ground is easily overcome. At times, the greatest lesson for a pursuing predator is knowing its limits before a rushed decision leads to costly consequences. The encounter comes to an end, but the pressure of that downward rush still lingers. The hawk becomes a symbol of resilience in the wild animal world. In nature, speed and timing always create the decisive advantage. That is why it remains one of the most formidable symbols of the sky. If you enjoy breathtaking pursuits like this, please like and subscribe to keep following the journey.